Hi friends, David here from Learn Stage Audio and Above AVL. And in this video, we're going to talk about putting together a small audio system for a band or a church or really, anything. And of course, here we're on kind of like a small gigging band stage. And I want to just put together a small PA system and, walk you through step by step how to put everything together, show you some stuff on our console, and, have something up and running here by the end of just a few minutes. So let's do it. So what we're looking at today is we've got two speakers and a sub and a mixer, and we're just going to use a single microphone to test and get to walk you through some cool stuff there. What we have here is a Yamaha DBR10. Okay, make sure I got that right. Yep, which is an inexpensive powered speaker. And these things are very lightweight and they sound quite good for the cost. They're an inexpensive, definitely a more inexpensive model. So we're going to pop that up there on our speaker stand left here, which I realize is slightly out of shot, but we should be able to catch it on the right cam. Boom, right over here. So we got first speaker set up. We're going to power cord it up. Of course, because we're doing lighting as well for this gig here in our studio, then it is easy enough just to power it with our lighting, which is great. And of course, we'll clean up the wires before showtime. So that guy's good. Then on this other side, for the purposes of demonstration, we're using non-match speakers, which you wouldn't normally do. We have a Yamaha DXR10 on top of their 12-inch sub, which is the DXS 12. Okay, and the beauty of a setup like this is I can just drag this sub into place, which I realize is completely out of shot, but hey, there it is. See, it exists. All right, and thread on a tripod pole in the middle, and then check whether I need the little speaker adapter or not. And then we're ready to rock and roll. So thread that on all the way. It's good. We're powered up with the cord. We plug that in to our power here that we already had run for the lights. And then we're going to pop another speaker on top. So we'll get this guy up here. We'll just put it somewhere where it's comfortable. And then first thing I'm going to do is take my DXR10. Now, the beauty of these is they are heavier. The DXRs are heavier than the less expensive speakers, but you get something that's really quite great. It's really a powerful, really good speaker. Sounds really good. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to use the tilt forward on it. Good speakers, a lot of higher and better speakers, will have two holes in the bottom of the speaker for two different, there they are, for two different angles. So, for example, and check. Nope, I need to take off the size adapter. So the back one should be flat, okay? Kind of typical like you often see. And, this can work, but it's generally better. You think about it, you've got a speaker. It's got the horn at the top here. The horn is symmetrical, right? It sends up and down whatever angle it is. I think this one's a 50, and it's symmetrical. So, it goes from here, sound goes up. Well, up is usually where you don't want the sound, right? It's walls, ceilings, etc. In some venues, you've got stuff up, great. But in a lot of venues, that's not going to help us. So, go ahead and grab this guy and use the front tripod stand. We have a nice gentle tilt down. I think it's 7.5 degrees. And that's going to help us a lot. Run that cord down and we'll clean it up later. Get it some power. And then we're ready to go. And if you haven't done audio before, don't be afraid. Just going to power that off. Because next we're going to start doing some cabling. So what are we going to cable and how are we going to cable it? And can I stand in the shadow? Yes, I can. All right, perfect. So we're going to go to each of our speakers. These are both active speakers, so the amplifiers are built into them. There's some really big advantages as to why active speakers are way more popular. They generally do sound better and are easier to use and cheaper and louder. But we'll go into that deeper into another video. Okay, so we're going to need our console. So here we have the mighty Yamaha DM3. This is the DM3S because the Dante ones are always super back ordered. But we got the DM3S and hopefully they'll work on that. Sure, it's just a really hot product right now. So we're going to take that, going to put it on our fine table here, like any good gigging band or place like that, right? So we've got this here on our table, ready to go. We're going to power it up right in the back. Perfecto. Go ahead and let that power up. Awesome. And so while I leave the console powering up, we're going to go ahead and just very simply run out 3 sets of leads to our main left and right and our sub. Now, with most subs, including this DRX12, you can run straight from the mixer to, say, for example, my right PA, run into the sub and run out of that loop out to the top. And subs have a crossover, and they'll also cross over generally the pass through, or you can do it at your top box so that they match up really good. In this case, I want to do my subs on a different mix so that I'm only sending the instruments that I want in the subs there. If you're short on outputs, that's usually the first thing to go, but it can be helpful because then you don't have instruments in the subs that you don't want in the subs. So like your guitar, he unplugs, it pops, it's really obnoxious, right? Or he plays something low. You don't want that getting into the sub, okay? A lot of times. So we're gonna go ahead and set up those outputs. So we're just gonna go first one here, and we'll come over here, and it's gonna go here to mix 1, or sorry, not mix 1, mix 7, which is left. Okay. So I'm going left from, I'll go left from the audience perspective, but you can do it whichever way you want. Plug that in right there. We have the level up at 0, which is usually a good place when you're interfacing with a mixer. I'm going to put the faders down. Then we've got our sub. Sorry, forgot who I was talking to. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead, put that in 6, mix 6, and we'll have to set that up. Okay. And then we will go into mix 8, which is right. And I keep forgetting where the camera is. And we'll go ahead and set that up. Well, that's set up out of the box for most situations. Okay. Then one of the most important things when you're setting up, if you're going to be at a gig all day, where am I going? Sub right, yeah, right. 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 Go into the first input there, take the level up to about 0. Again, typically a match speaker. Turn that on, turn my other top on, make sure my sub is on. Now, on a lot of speakers, a lot of devices, you will have different options, and you definitely want to read into those and use them to the best of your ability. In this case, I am high passing the sub at 100 hertz, and I've turned on the extended low frequency DSP setting for this sub, meaning that I'm not maxing it out today. I have enough sub for the gig, so I'm going to do the extended LF. I'm going to get that lower frequency tuning so that things are flat to lower frequencies rather than trying to get maximum output today. All right, so now I've got my DM3 propped up and I've got it so that you can see the screen pretty well. It's at full brightness and it looks pretty good, but it's not crazy. So I'll pop over there and show you the setup. So one of the things that I really like about Yamaha's consoles, the DM3 included, is that they build in on their more recent models all of these presets for different mics, different instruments, and they're all built into they're all really tuned really well, and they give you great starting points. So with that in mind, what we're going to do is recall just the basic rock band setting, which is built in. It's a read protected file, and you can recall it. Okay. And then it recalls the scene. Stinking cool. So then what we're going to do is from there, we're going to go ahead and just build our basic setups. We're going to plug a mic into vocal 1 here, channel 1, vocal 1. So we got a mic, we got it plugged in, we found a cable. We're a little short here this week, and we've got it in vocal 1, and we see signal. And so if we bring it up now, we're hearing it from the speakers. You can probably hear that somewhat on the recording. Okay, nice and simple. And then if we need to send things, we'll go ahead and take mix 6 here. And it's really as simple as going into the settings, go into the bus setup, mix 5/6, switch that to fixed to run mix 6 as a mix. And then if I want it in the sub, I just turn that particular instrument on. Then everything else is going to be pretty well and simple, just in the sense that I can go back home and then I've got my EQ here. I've got my dynamics processor, so that's going to be a gate and a compressor by default. I can send things to monitors, really nice and simple. And what I love is that Yamaha has these presets. I'm going to stop talking to the mic. Yamaha has these presets where, you've got some vocals, you've got some guitars, some keys, a saxophone, then drums and a bass. Typical rock band settings are already like partially dialed in to like get it rough, and you can turn things up and go and have a really great show. So I hope you guys have enjoyed me putting together this audio system today. Maybe you've learned something new. If you're new to audio and you're new to this kind of stuff and you need an audio system, then head over to Above AVL. Just let us know through the contact page what you're looking to do, or look at a package and we'll get you going. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.